Warren Buffett once said, "Read 500 pages every day." That's how knowledge works. It compounds, just like money. He didn't say it for show. He lives it, every single day. Buffett spends 5 to 6 hours daily reading and thinking. Not replying to emails, not jumping into meetings, not reacting to noise. He once said, "I just sit in my office and read all day." That's not an exaggeration. 80% of his working hours are spent in near total silence, not because he avoids people, but because he values clarity over chaos. Reading isn't his hobby, it's his edge. It is the foundation of every billion-dollar decision he makes. Buffett doesn't read for entertainment. He reads to refine judgment, to connect dots across industries, decades, and human behaviors. Every investment he makes begins with one thing: information, not instinct, not emotion. He reads annual reports, hundreds of them. He dives into 10Ks, balance sheets, proxy statements. He studies newspapers like the Wall Street Journal and Financial Times. He even reads local dailies, because sometimes the biggest business clues hide in the smallest stories. He reads books on history, psychology, and business biographies, because behind every company there's a human story. And here's the surprising part. He rereads many of the same reports, year after year, for 30+ years. Why? Because businesses evolve, but principles persist. Through this consistency, he builds a mental database of what makes a business durable. This is what Buffett calls his circle of competence. Stay within your circle of competence. It is not a limitation, it is an edge. Buffett avoided tech stocks for decades, not because he disliked them, but because he didn't understand them. Then came Apple, the result of years of quiet study and preparation. He didn't guess, he prepared. His partner Charlie Munger shared the same philosophy. Go to bed smarter than you woke up. Not a quote, a lifestyle. Munger called their success worldly wisdom, a lattice of knowledge built through constant reading and reflection. They value insight over information and synthesis over speed. As Munger once said, you don't have to be brilliant, you just have to be a learning machine. Buffett's reading habit started early. By age 15, he had read over 200 books on finance. At 19, he discovered The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham, a book that changed everything. To this day, he rereads chapters 8 and 20 every year. Why? Because timeless wisdom never expires. What he discovered was this: reading is not just accumulation, it's multiplication. When paired with silence, reading compounds. Buffett avoids meetings. He turns down calls. He builds uninterrupted blocks of concentration. In those blocks, he doesn't just absorb, he reflects, synthesizes, connects. Like money, knowledge compounds when left alone, allowed to settle, expand, and evolve. Why most people fail to read like Buffett? Because reading feels slow, unproductive, old-fashioned. In a world addicted to speed, sitting still with a book feels counterintuitive. But that's the paradox. Reading slowly creates exponential results. Buffett once said, "Everybody wants to be rich, but nobody wants to read." But one idea from one book can be worth millions. Just ask Buffett about Geico. He learned about it from a lecture by Ben Graham. Then he read everything he could find. Decades later, that knowledge led to a $40 billion win. One paragraph, one insight, read at the right time, changed the trajectory of Berkshire Hathaway. He shares what he learns through his annual letters to shareholders, each one a masterclass in investing. He breaks down complex financial principles into simple metaphors and stories. Mr. Market punch cards, economic modes. He doesn't teach with jargon. He teaches with clarity. His goal? To help others think independently, not reactively. Because reading shaped how he thinks and how he teaches. How can you read like Buffett? Make time. Set aside hours, not minutes. Read when you calm, not distracted. Prioritize quality. Skip headlines and opinions. Read primary sources, timeless books, and annual reports. Reread. Repetition deepens understanding. Filter everything. Ask, will this matter in 10 years? If not, skip it. Buffett built a fortune from reading. But more than that, he built a life. He turned curiosity into clarity, silence into synthesis, pages into power. He didn't rush, he read, and through reading, he won. You don't need a genius brain, you need a reading habit. If you enjoyed this, I'll share more content like this. Please subscribe, and thank you for watching.